about Joe next. Joe, obviously after the sort of exciting finish at Cape Town, how do you assess this game? It felt like in terms of the way the game was set up, it was a step forward really.
Yeah, I thought it was a brilliant template for us moving forward as a team. Big first innings runs, and then we really drove the game from that point onwards. Brilliant start by two young openers, getting a 70 odd for none. I thought that was brilliant. And another fine partnership with Ollie and Stokesy, who's just continues the magnificent form he's been in from the end of the summer, or from the start of the summer, which is obviously great to see. But seeing another youngster step up to the plate, or another two youngsters this game, really step up to the plate and make massive contributions, again is exactly what we're after at the minute in terms of our development as a team moving forward, and fills the whole group with huge amount of confidence.
Just ask you about Ollie. Obviously, everyone in England's been talking big words for a while about him, and a lot of people think he's the best prospect since Joe Root. Can we get Joe Root's opinion on that?
I think he's a wonderful player. I really do, and I think that he's smart. Reads the game very well, reads situations very well, and we've seen that already on this trip and in his short international career. And couldn't be more pleased that he's sat here with 100 under his belt already. And I want to see, another couple at least throughout this winter, because he's more than capable of going on and breaking a number of records for England.
And on your captaincy, how do you feel like the last couple of games have sort of strengthened your hand?
Yeah, I think that we've got a really clear way of how we're trying to play the game. Everyone knows what the role is within the side, and it's about making sure that when you get your opportunity to affect the game, you go and do it. And we've executed that brilliantly the last two games. Now this tour already, the first three games we've taken 20 wickets. It's something that we've struggled with abroad in the past, but we've managed to find ways to do it here, and that's a big step forward for us. And we've managed to make big contributions, big hundreds as well with the bat. So there are a number of things that we've looked to address and improve on, and we're starting to see signs of that now. And by no means are we the finished article. We've got a long way to go as a team, but we're heading in the right direction. We've got a group of players that are willing to learn. They're very clear on how we want to go and play, and that's a great starting point. So if that can continue, then we'll continue to see good results, I'm sure.
Chris?
Joe, I know you said there's a long way to go. This is the first time England has won by an innings away from home since 2011 in Sydney. That team obviously went on to be number one in the world. I'm guessing that's the ultimate goal for you guys, and do you feel like you're slowly moving towards that now?
That's the journey that we're on. That's what we're planning to be, but it's not going to happen overnight. There's going to be bumps in the road. We're going to get it wrong on occasions, especially with a young group of players. But as long as the group's willing to learn and putting in time and time again, doing the things that aren't necessarily the most flattering, that are the quite difficult things to do in Test cricket. That's why we won the game in Cape Town, because throughout that whole last session, at no stage did we not think we were going to win that Test match. Everyone put in a shift. Everyone was diving around in the field, making sure that when those chances came, we were ready to take them. And that's the sort of attitude that you need consistently if you want to keep improving and want to get to number one in the world. And if we can harness that and then take that and put that into our performances as well, like we did this week, then we'll start to be more consistent.
Just a word on Mark Wood, his first Test for 11 months. How great was it to have him batting for attack, and is the prospect of him playing at the Wanderers quite exciting?
It is, yeah. And you look at his last couple of Test matches, he's had big impacts on the game. He's someone that actually, you look at his statistics, and they don't necessarily make you turn your head, but watch when he bowls, the amount of wickets that fall at the other end. He's a brilliant partnership bowler, and that's what you need. You need to build pressure constantly, and he's very good at doing that. He's, whether it's hostile style bowling, whether it's swing bowling, whether it's just bowling sheer pace, he has the ability to do a number of different skills, and he's a very valuable member of our squad for sure.
Well,
Joe, when did you last take a 5-wicket ball, if ever, and how desperate were you to get one?
It was in league cricket, I think, playing for Sheffield Collegiate. I think got 8th, but I've been a long way off that for a long time, so it would have been nice to get it today, but no, I've not really bothered, to be fair. For us to win in the manner that we have done this week has just been amazing, and hopefully I don't have to play as much of a significant role anytime soon.
Dean?
on a serious point with your bowling, I mean, on day 4 you were quite successful. You actually bowled the right pace. You got a lot of turning force. You created a lot of chances. Do you think actually that there is a more significant role that you can play with the ball, and actually as captain sometimes you should turn to yourself more often?
Potentially. I think it's quite difficult when I look at our squad of players, and I think there's a number of guys that are more capable of taking wickets than I am. And from a batting point of view, I know who I'd rather face out of me, or Don Bess, or Mark Wood, or Stuart Broad. So maybe I could bowl a little bit more, but ultimately it doesn't matter who takes the wickets in my eyes, it's about taking them. And every now and again feel that might be good, just a change of angle and slightly lower arm, filthy off spin, but it was nice this week to get a couple.
Do you feel as well then that your captaincy experience and actually identifying who to turn to and when various situations that you're finding yourself in now is improving, and you're finding that job, I guess, as captain a little bit more second nature?
Yeah, and I think actually that's become a little bit more clear cut, because we're really clear on how we want to play moving forward, and everyone's really bought into that. And now we're starting to see results. We've seen that it's the right way of doing it. And as I say, we're a long way off where we want to be. We're very much at the start of the journey with a young squad of players, but everyone has bought into it. And you know, when you've got a group of players working towards something collectively, you've got a really good chance of making it happen, especially with the attitude and the way that we go about practice and the way that guys are willing to learn at the moment. And that's not just the youngsters. Guys like Stuart, you know, still coming away, was its 3rd tour here in South Africa, and finding different ways of taking wickets on these surfaces with leg cutters, cross seamers, 3/4 seamers. You know, even at his age, he's still willing to go and learn, and that's a great example to set to guys like Popey, Jofra, and Bessie and stuff. So it's good.
John, Nick, Lungani.
I just wonder what was going through your mind in the last week stands, mountain up.
Somebody just catch it when it comes to them. It felt like it was going to come at some point. It's a very difficult situation to captain because there's no sort of method to where the ball's going. But we knew that it's easy to look at that last hour too closely. You look at the 4 days that preceded it, and we were outstanding. And you know, that's what we'll concentrate on. Very clinical in the areas we needed to be, and for us to be sat here 2-1 up, I think that's the most important thing.
Nick, pass the mic across. Thank you.
Is Jofra Archer going to be fit for the next test, and how much would you like to have Wood and Archer bowling together?
Hopefully, it'd be great to see him back firing and back at his best, but again, we've got to make sure we get there and see where he's at. It was nice to see him bowling again this morning, but we've got a couple more days to make sure he's fully fit and ready to go, and then we'll look at what we think the best formula is on that wicket. But you know, if he's not, we've got a very capable squad of players and team bowling group that have won 2 brilliant Test matches as well. So we're in a great position in many ways. You know, if Jofra is fit, it's a good headache to have, and if he's not, he's got to make sure he looks after himself and keep doing all the things he can to get himself right as quickly as possible.
We've got it at the front here. Take a couple more.
Joe, what do you make of South Africa's current struggles? Obviously, it's a reflection of the pressure that you put them under, but what do you make of where they are?
It's not my concern, if I'm being perfectly honest. I've got enough on my plate to worry about English cricket and where we're going as a Test team. What I will say is I think Faf in particular is a fantastic leader. He's a very good captain, and he's a fine player. And we've got to make sure that we continue to keep respecting how good a side they are, how good of individuals they've got, and how many match winners they've got. And when we get opportunities to get on top of games like we have done this week, we take them and make it very difficult for them to come back into the game.
Yeah.
Joe, are you surprised that the wicket has been taking your team's way and not South Africa's way, especially the last week tests? The wicket that has been turning your way and not South Africa's way.
Wait. In terms of what? How do you mean?
You getting the upper hand on the pitch and they being the home team, that they're not getting anything out of it.
I think that we found ways to exploit the two conditions. I think there have been two quite important tosses that we've been fortunate to win. But when we have had our opportunities to bowl on it, like at Cape Town, we exploited that crack. We found a way of getting the ball to move laterally. Here we batted 2 days on it and they came into innings with it spinning from ball one, which was very useful for us. And from a seam point of view, we've been relentless with our lengths. We've created chances. We could have caught better this game, and that's something that we'll look at. But generally, we've been very good when we've had opportunities come our way. Popey in particular, this time round, we've taken everything, and that's played a big part in things for us.
Yeah, go.
Please.
As you hear. Just obviously you spoke about how nice it felt to get past the line of the century. Jill says he wants a couple more from you this winter at least. Are you happy to live up to those expectations?
No pressure. Yeah, look, I don't really go into games saying I need a century this game. I try to sort of go in small steps. If I can get to 30, great, and then I back my game, back my technique, and sort of the mental side of things to kick on. Look, if I can get another couple of centuries this winter, that'd be awesome. But yeah, look, the first target's for me to get to 30, and then sort of just keep going from there.
Are you thinking you might spend the next 5 years under the helmet now for this week?
Yeah, I don't know. I think I caught about 2 in there before this game. So I was.
Here's yours, mate.
Yeah, a bit of luck this week. I think that's what I tell the skip. But no, I enjoyed it this game. As long as the bowlers are keeping me in the game, I'm happy to be in there. And if a chance comes my way, I'll do my best to snap it.
John, Dean, and then we'll finish with Ken.
Joe, did you have an issue with Rabada's celebration when you got out?
No, I don't have any issue. It was obviously quite close to me. A decision was made that it was out of order. I think my only concern was making sure that I didn't get myself in trouble reacting to it. And thankfully, I managed to hold my tongue and keep wait patiently until he finished and then walk off.
Ollie, we've spoken to you about obviously the young Surrey contingent, obviously I would include Dom Sibley in that as well. What's it like for you going out there and performing with guys that you've been playing so much cricket from such a young age? There's a few photos doing the rounds of you and Sam Curran as I think 9-year-olds, but maybe 15 or something. What's that like?
Yeah, it's pretty special. Even Zach, obviously he's at Kent, but he's the same age as me. I played against him since I was probably 12, 13. But I guess at the same time, it's all I know as well. I made my debut, Sam was playing. Even at Surrey, I've been used to playing with sort of a lot of 18, 19-year-olds when I was that age as well. But it's pretty special looking around the pitch. I played in the 19s with Bessie as well. And yeah, it's pretty special being able to contribute into a winning side with these boys. But yeah, it's cool looking around the pitch and sort of seeing Bessie down at fine leg, Zach in the slips, Sibba's there. Yeah, it's a good feeling.
Ken, and then we'll finish with Dan on the done.
Ollie, it was quite noticeable, especially on that first day when you and Ben were building your partnership, that you seemed quite happy to allow Keshav Maharaj. I think at one stage he bowled like 15 overs for 15 runs. You seemed happy to give him his due playing him out. It seemed in sort of quite stark contrast to how South Africa played your spinners. Just talk to us about your approach to spin. There's a lot of talk about batsmen needing to dominate spin. Just how do you see that debate?
My game plan was, especially against Maharaj, he was bowling nicely. He had a bit of spin going for him. But unless it was spinning sort of a lot more than it was, I was happy just to back my defence. Look, if he bowled me a short and wide ball, I'd try hit it for 4. If not, try get a single. But I was more than happy just to back my defence. Look, if he nicked me off, and if I nicked one to slip, then fair play. But as long as I sort of covered my pad, covered the stumps, I was happy just to sort of bat the time, and then. For most of it, I probably scored more from the other end, and then just picked off the bad balls if he did bowl them. And then yeah, obviously with the ball spinning a lot of the time into the bat, that brought, and when we were in the field, it just brought me into the game. And luckily enough, we caught that inside edge before the pad a few times, and yeah, it popped up to me. So yeah, my game plan was just to sort of back my defence and back the time game. And if I felt I needed to take a risk, I was happy to. I guess maybe if we batted again, might have looked to take a few more risks. But yeah, like I said, just back my defence and back the time.
Last one.
Joe. Joe, you said you had nothing wrong with Rabada's celebration in close to your body. Do you have any thoughts on the ruling and the sanction? Are you happy that you won't have to face him in Joburg?
I'm going to get if I say anything on this, it's going to get someone into trouble. So I'm going to keep my mouth shut. I think most importantly for us is we, as a team, we respect people's, the decisions that are made on the field, and we don't put ourselves in a position where, as an England team, guys are missing games of cricket through celebrations or send-offs, or we go about things the right way on the field.
And not facing him?
Yeah, that's obviously a bonus. He's a world-class player. We'll have to see what side they come up with, and make sure that we pay them the respect that they deserve when they get their opportunity.
Thank you.